All right, let's talk about the dopamine detox. We're going to dive into this really powerful technique for getting your focus back, especially in a world that feels like it's constantly trying to steal it. If you've been wanting to just cut through all the noise and finally get the important stuff done, well, this one's for you.
Let me ask you a quick question. Do you ever get that feeling, the one, you're restless, there's something really important you should be doing, but you just can't bring yourself to start it? You have this desire to be productive, but you just feel stuck. You can't seem to focus on what really matters.
If that sounds even a little bit familiar, I want you to know you are definitely not alone. And maybe more importantly, it's not your fault. It's not some kind of personal failure. The truth is, our modern world, with the constant pings, notifications, and endless feeds, it's literally designed to make us feel this way, pulling our attention in a million different directions at once.
And this is what leads to that feeling of being trapped on a hamster wheel, right? You're always busy, always clicking, always scrolling, but when you look back at your day, you realize you haven't actually made any real progress on your big goals. You're just overstimulated. And that, right there, is the heart of the problem. So to understand why this is happening, we've got to talk about dopamine. Now, there's this huge misconception out there that dopamine is the pleasure chemical. It's actually not. It's better described as the molecule of more. It's the chemical that gets released before you get a reward. It's the anticipation, the motivation that drives you to go seek something out. It's the force that makes you want to chase that next thing.
So, if dopamine is this crucial system that helped us survive, how did it get turned against us? Well, it turns out that a lot of modern technology is specifically engineered to exploit this exact system, effectively hijacking our brain's natural reward pathway.
Just think about your day. That little red notification bubble, the endless scroll on social media, constantly refreshing your email hoping for good news, or telling yourself you'll watch just one more video. Each of these things creates this loop of anticipation. And the real kicker? It's the unpredictability of the reward. Will I get a like this time? Is this email going to be important? That's what makes it so addictive. It keeps us hooked, always seeking that next little hit.
And make no mistake, this is not an accident. It is absolutely by design. Just listen to Chamath Palihapitiya, a former top executive at Facebook. He said that these apps are made to wire your brain for super fast feedback. Our brains get conditioned to expect this instant gratification, which makes doing deep, focused work feel next to impossible.
So, that's the problem. How in the world do we fight back? Well, there is a method specifically designed to reset our brain's sensitivity to all this stimulation. It's called a dopamine detox, and it's all about taking back control.
Okay, so what is it exactly? A dopamine detox is just intentionally cutting back on high-stimulation activities. The point isn't to get rid of dopamine. That's impossible, and you wouldn't want to anyway. The real goal is to lower your stimulation threshold, to reset your baseline. That way, those less exciting but way more important tasks start to feel interesting and doable again.
So what does this look like in practice? Well, for a more intense version, you might spend a day or two completely swapping your high-stim habits for low-stim ones. So you'd trade the internet, your phone, and video games for things like journaling, going for quiet walks, or meditating. The idea is simple. You're just starving your brain of all those easy, artificial rewards so it can reset itself.
Now, I know, a total 48-hour blackout can sound pretty extreme, but the good news is you don't have to go all in to get some serious benefits. You can actually start right now with a really simple 3-step framework. Okay, here it is. Step 1, identify your personal distractions. Make a really clear list of cans and can'ts, what's allowed and what's off limits for a while. Step 2, add friction. This is about making your bad habits harder to do. We'll get more into that in a second. And step 3, start your day with low stimulation. That first hour of the morning really sets the tone for everything else. Okay, let's talk more about this power of friction because it's a total game changer. We are all wired to take the path of least resistance. So, think about it. If your phone is turned off and in a totally different room, that's high friction. You're way less likely to mindlessly grab it than if it's sitting right on your desk, buzzing away. By making your distractions just a little bit harder to get to, You make focus the easy default choice.
A detox is an amazing reset button, for sure. But the real question is, how do you make the changes last? How do you keep from slipping right back into your old habits? The key is to build a lifestyle that actually prevents overstimulation from happening in the first place.
And honestly, the best way to do that is to actively cultivate activities that ground you in the here and now. Things like meditation, deep conversations with people, or even just letting yourself be bored for a few minutes. These things are the perfect antidote to that constant, frantic need for more. They help activate other systems in your brain that make you feel present, calm, and content.
You know, when you boil it all down, it really comes to a simple but pretty profound choice. You can either actively take steps to control your own focus and point it where you want it to go, or you can just passively let advertisers, app developers, and algorithms control it for you for their own benefit.
Your focus, your attention, it's one of the most valuable things you own. So, the question to leave you with is this: who or what are you giving it to?